Okay, let's talk about some more examples here. So again, we're gonna look and see. I prefer to look and see if we can simplify anything first, just because that gives me some smaller numbers. In this case, I really don't have anything to simplify, so we're gonna go right into multiplying. 6 times 7, that gets me, whoa, we jumped down, sorry, 42. Then I have the square root of 8 times 2, which would be 16, x times x squared, y times a y squared, y to the third. Before I'm finished, though, I need to simplify. So I'm going to bring down my 42. What's the square root of 16? Do we know that off the top of our heads? We do. That is 4. The square root of x squared would give me an x, and then I'm left with the square root of y to the third. Well, that would be y square root of y, right? I can pull out 2 of the y's. Just simplifying this down a little farther, 42 times 4 is 168. Xy square root of y is my final answer. Example 6. This one looks a little bit different, but you should be able to recognize that this is distribution. So 5, square root of 5 times square root of 5 would be the square root of 25, right? 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 root 5. The square root of 25 is 5. Now the question becomes, can I combine these two? I can't. These are not like terms. I can't combine my 5 and my 2. In order to combine them, it would have to be 5 root 5 plus 2 root 5. But this isn't what I have. So my final answer would be 5 plus 2 root 5. Flipping to the back, let's look at the square root of 3 times the square root of 12. I bet we could simplify 12 down. So doing a factor tree real fast, I've got 6 and 2, 3 and 2. So this leaves me with the square root of 3 times 2 root 3, which when I multiply that, I've got 2 root 9. And what's the square root of 9? That's 3, so 2 times 3 would finish off with 6 as my final answer. So see how we simplified, multiplied, and then had to simplify again? Sometimes it really is just a process of simplifying, 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 simplifying. Looking at our next example, I have 2 times 3, which would be 6, times the square root of 5 times 10, or 50. Let's break 50 down real fast. That would be 2 times 25, and 25 is 5 times 5. So I'll have 6 times 5 root 2. 6 times 5 is 30. Bring down that root 2. Here's my final answer. Next, hopefully you recognize that I've got another distribution here. So I'll have 4 times. And one way that we can break this up so it's a little more simple is anytime I multiply a square root by another square root and they have the same thing inside. So when I multiply this 3x times this 3x, I'm really just squaring it, right? 3 times 3 is 9. And what's the square root of 9? 3. So when I multiply by a square root that's identical, I'm kind of just getting rid of the square root and having what's left. So I can skip a simplification step if I recognize that, and I know that the square root of 3x times the square root of 3x, that's the same as root 9 times x squared, which would be the same as 3x. So I know that since I multiplied the same thing twice, I'm just going to have the original amount without the radical. Distributing my second time, I'll have negative 8x square root of 3x. Simplifying, 3 times 4 is 12x minus 8x square root of 3x. Can I combine these? I cannot because I have that square root of 3x on my other side.